Hey guys, my name is Rich. Welcome to my channel. Now lately I've been doing a lot of gear reviews for content creation such as lighting equipment and wireless microphones. And today I've got another wireless microphone for you guys, but this one is specifically made for Sony camera users. This is the GODOX Virso SM2, and the S stands for Sony. And that's because this microphone just simply connects to your hot shoe and it just works. No need for any additional microphone cables. It also boasts a 200-meter range and built-in noise reduction. So let's get this one out of the box and check it out. When we first open the box of the GODOX Virso SM2, we can see that inside we are greeted with our two microphone transmitters and our receiver. And on the back of the receiver, we have a cover covering the contacts that are going to go right onto the hot shoe of your Sony camera. Very cool. Let's see what else we have inside here. We also have underneath this cover, it looks like we have a couple of wind muffs, and they look like they just pop on the way that looks. Also, even though you can use this wirelessly with your Sony camera, they also include a couple of audio cables. Now this one is for use with another camera, and this one is for use with a phone. And they also give us a little carry pouch. And what else? We also have an instruction manual. And look, they even give us some wired lavaliers. That's very cool. And then of course we have our dual USB-C charging cable. And that is everything that comes in the box of the GODOX Virso SM2. Okay, so now it's time for a test I like to call the turnaround test. Up until now, you've been listening to me on my Rode Wireless Go 2. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to walk towards the water back here. I'm gonna turn around halfway and we're gonna see if the sound has cut out. Then I'm gonna continue and walk towards the water and then turn around again, and we're gonna see if the signal stays or if the signal cuts out. Also, I'm in a public park and there's kids playing all around me. There's helicopters and airplanes flying overhead. So let's see what the audio quality difference is when I switch to the GODOX Virso SM2. So here we go. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. So I'm going to simply walk towards the water back here, and I'm facing the camera right now. Now, why would anybody want to walk backwards? They probably wouldn't, but this is helpful knowledge to know in case you want to do a walk up to the camera. Now, I'm about halfway to the water. I'm going to turn around, and did I cut out? Did I cut out at all when I turned around right there? So I'm going to continue now to the water, and let's just see when I get to the water, what happens? Do I cut out, or can you guys still hear me? All right, so I'm right here by the edge of the water. I'm going to turn around now and let's just see what happens. So I've turned around. Can you guys hear me? I can see the water here. It's nice and dirty looking. And now that's it for the test of the Rode Wireless Go 2. Did it cut out? How do you like the audio quality? There are literally kids just 15, 20 feet away from me playing, and I can hear a helicopter, no, I can hear a plane flying overhead. Now I'm going to switch to the GODOX Virso SM2, and we'll see what the audio difference and the performance difference is. So now I've gone ahead and I've switched over to the GODOX Virso SM2, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to walk back here towards the water, turn around halfway, and let's just see what happens to the signal. Now, right now, I do have the noise reduction off, so I'm about halfway. And in a moment, I will come back and do the same thing. I'll turn the noise reduction on, but right now the noise reduction is off. I'm turning around. Do you guys still hear me? Did the signal cut out at all? So I'm going to continue and now walking towards the water, and when I get to the edge, I'm just going to turn around and let's just see what happens to the signal. So I'm getting to the water, and here I am. So I'm by the water's edge. Can you guys still hear me when I turn around? So now I can see that there's a guy in a blue shirt walking towards me. I'm right by the water. Did I cut out, or did the signal stay nice and strong? Also, can you guys hear the kids playing? Can you guys hear the planes in the background? What does this sound like compared to the Rode that I was just using? This is the GODOX Virso SM2. Now I'm going to switch the noise reduction on. And one thing about this is I don't seem to be able to do it from the microphone transmitter. I have to do it from the receiver side. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and turned on the denoise, which is the noise reduction in the GODOX Virso SM2. And I'm going to just continue talking. Can you guys hear? Wait, actually, there's a motorcycle coming by right now. So I'm going to be quiet for a second. Let's see how it sounds. Now, how did that motorcycle driving by sound? Was it loud or was it nice and muffled? What do you guys think of the audio quality of the GODOX Virso SM2? Now, just for a reminder, I'll switch back to the Rode Wireless Go 2. So now I've gone ahead and mounted the Rode Wireless Go 2 back on my camera and put the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone transmitter on my shirt as well. What do you guys think of the audio quality difference between the Rode Wireless Go 2 and the GODOX Virso SM2? Again, back to the GODOX Virso SM2, and now there's a plane literally right over my head flying by. How do I sound with the plane flying by with the noise reduction on? Now let's take a look at the unit itself. So as you can see, this follows the familiar form factor of the Rode Wireless Go 2, a little square unit with a clip on the back. And there's some contacts on the back here which make me think that maybe there's a charging case for this unit as well. It did not come with a charging case, but I really do wish it did, because that would actually make it much easier to charge on the go. I could just pop it in my case right now. In fact, this is one of the microphones and it came in the package dead. So I can't test this microphone right here. I can only test the other one, which is fine because it's brand new in the package and I haven't charged it up. I just turned them on and started testing it. On the side of the unit, we have a USB port for charging and a micro SD card slot. On the other side, we have a record button and a reset button. On the back, there's nothing. On the front, you have your power button, your audio input, and your microphone. And that is what we have on the Virso SM2. Now let's take a look at the wind muff and how it connects to the microphone transmitter. Now, if you look at the transmitter, you can see that in the middle, there is a hole for you to plug in your lavalier, your wired lavalier. And if you're going to be using this with the wind muff, you're obviously not going to be using the wired lavalier. So what they've done is they added a little pin here that goes into the middle of that connector and over the microphone. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of big, but you know, if it works, fantastic. And it doesn't seem to be coming out. It seems to be holding actually really well. And just in case you're wondering what it sounds like with the wind muff on, I've gone ahead and put the wind muff on the microphone that I'm using. There is a helicopter right over my head. It's so loud. And a jet plane just flew by. But anyway, this is what the audio quality sounds like with the wind muff on. It's not a windy day, so I'm going to take it back off. Okay, so now I thought I would test the sound quality of the wired lavalier that comes with the Virso SM2. So I've gone ahead and taken the Virso SM2 wireless transmitter off of my shirt, and I'm going to plug in the lavalier that came in the package, which is now mounted to my shirt. So this is the quality of the audio straight out of the wireless transmitter. And now this is the audio quality from the wired lavalier. How does this sound to you guys compared to the wireless built-in microphone? Again, this is the wired lavalier, and this is the wireless lavalier. How does this sound? The built-in microphone, the wired lavalier. Can you guys hear a difference? Okay, so now I've gone ahead and charged both microphone transmitters, and I figured this would be a good example to show you guys why you would want two microphone transmitters with your receiver on your camera. So I brought my son here who's going to tell us about his karate because he just did a belt test. Now, Zayden, what belt are you now?
I'm now an orange belt coming from a yellow belt, and I'm excited to see what I have to do.
So after your orange belt, what color comes next?
Green.
So you go through a bunch of different stripes on your belt, and then you have a green belt. Very nice. Now, I do have noise reduction off. We are by a very busy road right now where there's tons of cars going by. How does this sound to you guys? Are the cars really amplified? I noticed when I turned the noise reduction on previously, I didn't really care for the way it sounded that well, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the noise reduction on again. Remember, I can't do it from the microphone transmitter. I have to do it from the receiver side. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and I turned the noise reduction on. So what do you guys think of the difference between the noise reduction on and the noise reduction off? Remember, there's a ton of cars driving past us right now. Zayden, tell me about the hardest subject that you have in school right now.
I have history, and he gives a lot of homework, so it's like hard.
So it's, well, school is difficult. So what do you guys think of the way it sounds with noise reduction on while we're using the two microphones? Just for an example, I have gone back and turned the noise reduction off so you guys can hear the difference in the audio quality when the noise reduction is off, and of course the background noise. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's take a better look at the actual receiver unit itself. And the very first thing I notice is that the display is quite clear and readable in daylight. And this is an issue I've had with some other microphone units where I couldn't see the screens when I was outside. So this is really, really nice and clear. I can see that it's giving me audio levels and battery levels, and that I'm connected to the B unit right now. I can see my receiver level and the charge level for the microphone transmitter, and I can also see that I'm in mono mode. On the top side here, we've got our microphone. We have an output for a cable going to your camera, and we have a little plus minus dial that also, when we press it, can change the volume of the microphone as well. On the side, we have a power button, and we also have a menu button, and this allows you to change the amount of time that the backlight is on, or which track you're going to record, whether it be mono, stereo, or safety. Then we also have a volume setting, the language setting, if you need to change it from English. If you need to repair the microphone transmitters for some reason, you can do that there. Denoise is their noise reduction, and that's you can just turn that on or off with the dial. And then we also have mic, and this allows you to change the mic from a transmitter to a receiver to the transmitter and receiver. So that's actually pretty cool. And on the back, you can see your contacts to plug directly onto your Sony, into your hot shoe, and it just goes just like that. However, there is nothing to tighten this down, so it just clicks into its place, and that's it. Would be nice if there was something to lock that in place. And that is the receiver. Once again, this is the GODOX Virso SM2. What did you guys think of the audio quality of this microphone system, and what did you think of the performance, especially against the Rode Wireless Go 2 that I tested in the turnaround test? I would really like to hear your thoughts and comments, so please leave me some comments below. My thoughts. I really think there are some awesome things about this microphone system, and I also think there are some things that could be improved upon. One of the great things is that it has a 200-meter range, because most other wireless microphone systems only seem to have a 100-meter range. So potentially, this should work further and better than most other wireless microphone systems. I really like that there is noise reduction built in. However, However, this leads to another issue, and I'll get to that in just a second. One of the things I do like is that it has mono and stereo switchables, as well as a safety track that you can record as well. So as for the microphone transmitter itself, there is no display screen on it. You do get a record button on one side, and you do get a micro SD card slot, so you can just hit record and record audio straight away that way. However, I do wish that there was a display on here, and I also wish that there was a button that would allow me to turn the noise reduction on or off from here. Now, where this comes into play is, let's say I'm down there by the water and I want to turn the noise reduction on because there's a plane coming by, or maybe I want to turn it off because it's nice and quiet. I cannot do that from the microphone transmitter. I have to only do that from the receiver, so I believe. And that means I then have to walk back up to the camera, change my settings, and then walk back. Same thing with the audio levels. I can't see any audio levels on here, so I don't really know if this is working unless I see the audio levels coming into the receiver and onto the camera as well. So I wish it had a display. Also, I wish there was a charging case. I see that there are contacts on the back of the unit that look like it should work with a charging case, but there was no charging case included in the box, just a carry pouch. I do like that it came with a set of wired lavaliers in the actual box, because that just makes it more functional. If I want to put this in my pocket, I can always put this on here, so I don't have this big square thing on my shirt. Very, very cool. I think that it's awesome that it comes with a wind muff, but I feel like this wind muff is oversized and it doesn't need to be this big. You see how the wind muff sticks out over the side of the microphone transmitter? I think that if they wanted to, they could have just cut a third of this away and it wouldn't be so obnoxiously large, because it is kind of big and it does stick out. But overall, I think that this is a really awesome microphone system. And you know, even to the point where they include extra cables, so you can use this with other camera systems, audio cables, cables for your cell phone. Awesome. And I'm going to give this a thumbs up, even though there are some things I think could be improved upon. If you enjoyed this review, please give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing so you can see more of my videos in the future. I hope everybody's doing well out there, and I'll see you again in the next video.